would you prefer to find out that your parents pay all of your friends to like you, or pee out a small worm every time you go to pee?
Whoa.
I've got my answer.
Wait. Is there any other context to that?
None of these things have context. You're free to invent it, but they exist in a vacuum where that's just how life is for you.
I shall go first this time.
I don't know if
because
Mark's
my
ready.
opponent.
Oh, no,
Went first last
I know
time.
which one I'm
You're ready?
picking.
Oh,
I'm just
okay,
mentally
good, okay.
trying to understand what the fuck.
It's easy. You either piss out a worm or your friends are paid for by your parents.
Obviously.
Doesn't take that much thinking, opponent.
All right, Wade, what do you got?
Yeah, wait, what was it?
You think you're so clever.
Obviously, I want my parents to pay for my friends. One, I'm a social person, but I also enjoy my alone time. So if all my friends were fake and paid for, either one, they can continue to be, whatever. Or two, I'll either go make new friends or just entertain myself. But the biggest bright side of this option is my parents have to be fucking loaded to pay for that many friends. So if they die, I'm making goddamn bank, and then I can pay for my own friends, and everything will be fine. If I'm pissing out worms, I could be dirt poor, filthy rich, I don't really know. But at least if my parents can afford to pay for my friendships, at least I'm getting something out of the deal.
You assuming they're paying for your current existing roster of friends, or that you have a lot of friends, like more than you have, like an insane amount of friends, or?
I suck. They'd have to pay a lot for people to like me. So I'm assuming they gotta be loaded even if I've only got one friend. I'm thinking about my current roster of friends.
You're kind of adding some facts in that one, but I'll allow that. That's a little bit of a stretch, but
I picked the friends, and I don't feel like I need to justify it. I don't want to piss out worms. It's really all that simple.
You big baby.
You want to piss out worms? You pick the worms. You have to piss every.
I
I
picked
pee
first.
like 4 or 5
I
times
boldly
a day.
countered you last
That's so
time.
many
You just
worms.
followed in my footsteps. Go piss a worm and then talk to me, you friendless heathen.
Or have you pissed out a worm?
I'm not saying.
Why are you defending the worms?
They're okay. You never talked to one?
5 times a day for 365 days times. Maybe I'll live, I don't know, like to 60. Oh my God, 100,000 worms for my life.
is 5 times a day the average number of times someone pees in a day?
I pee a lot every day. I pee like 5, maybe even 6 times a day. I drink water. I drink a lot of
That
water.
seems like a lot to me.
Well, that's what I do. I don't know what to tell you.
Have you had your prostate checked yet?
I have.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
I probably pee about 5 times a day. That sounds
when I
about right.
get up, like maybe around 11, I went to pee before we did the podcast. I'll squeak out pees just in case I'm like, I'm gonna go do a thing for an hour.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I would change how I do it if I didn't have to do it. But I get up in the middle of the night sometimes.
Would you pee more or less if you had worms coming
What
out?
is it less? What do you mean more?
I would absolutely try and pee less.
What do you
Yeah,
mean
no.
more?
Yeah, maybe you'd enjoy it.
You really save it up so you can get a bunch out all at
no,
once with the
no, it's
worm.
more.
Maybe they come like different sizes and colors and stuff. You never know what you're gonna get.
If I master the ability to control my piss, if I start and then stop, is another worm going to appear, or do I have to zip it all the way back up?
That's a great
and then
question.
zip
I
down?
don't know.
I feel like it's more like uncorking. You have a session. And at the beginning of the session, you've got to break the seal, as it were.
I see.
The christening of the urine. Let me break the seal and allow my worms to come out.
It's like the tequila with the worm in the bottle. That's what it is. I see. I picked the friend-parent thing.
Me too. Give me the rich parents.
Well, that's what I picked as well, obviously, because this I hopefully it's the only one, but even if I was trying to make good ones, and I kind of like this one, but the pee and the worm is just not a thing I think I could stomach.
Yeah, no.
I think I would suffer a lot on that one. So